Well, he guided Denzel Washington and Viola Davis to Tony Awards for their performance in the Broadway hit Fences. And now he's bringing the classic play A Soldier Story to Atlanta audiences. Christine caught up with a multi-talented Kenny Leon.
What I love about this is I am in your domain. The fact that we are at the Fox Theater.
That's my domain?
Yeah, well, I mean, theater, not like,
theater.
not at 11 Alive Studios. I get to kind of.
It's good to have you out.
I know.
Out and about.
I am, a little field trip.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about this.
Okay.
A Soldier's Play. We're really excited about it, and congratulations. Best revival of 2020. It's incredible, and now you're taking it on the road. Tell us all about it.
Yeah, A Soldier's Play was I had this play on Broadway with Blair Underwood and David Alan Grier, and then Broadway shut down. But that was a real special year because we won the Tony Award for Best Revival of a Play. That also was the year that the playwright Charles Fuller attended opening night, and I had him come on stage. And that makes me almost want to weep now because, he passed away this year. And but he saw his play on Broadway. It took 40 years to get that play on Broadway. The original production had Denzel Washington, Samuel L. Jackson, Adolph Caesar, and that was back in the day when those actors had a tough time working.
Right, 80s,
so
right, early 80s.
So the Negro Ensemble Company gave them a home, but the play never made it to Broadway. So I feel honored to have had the opportunity to bring it to Broadway right before the pandemic. And now with such demand, it's like, well, could you take it around the country? Take it to all the cities. And so we cast Norm Lewis.
Oh, I know.
The first black Phantom of the Opera.
Yep.
And
Eugene Lee,
who was in the original production. Great company of 12 actors. And we were in Washington, D.C. last month, 5 weeks there, sold out. We're in Philadelphia. But we're coming to my home.
Yes.
We're coming to Atlanta, GA, and at the Fabulous Fox.
For anyone not familiar with the story, it starts with a bang.
That is so funny. Not funny, that's ironic. It starts with a bang. Someone does get killed.
Right.
At the top. And then the movie is about figuring out who did it. Everybody likes a good mystery.
Yes, we do.
And so we try to figure that out. And on the way, we say something about the depth and the horror of racism. We talk about America. We talk about people in America. We have a little singing, a little dancing, a little comedy, a little impact, and it's beautiful, and people leap to their feet every night.
Oh, my God.
It's a perfect evening of theater.
And so he wrote this, it was written in 1944?
He wrote it in 1942.
Oh.
They did it in 1982, and then we did it 40 years later.
40 years later.
Yeah.
So the themes in the 40s are still very much relevant today. Talk about why this attracted you to this project.
When I was young, I used to think like, the answers will come from the political arena.
Yeah.
Or maybe they'll come from the religious arena. And now I'm figuring out, as I get older, maybe it's going to come from the artistic world. Mm. Maybe it's going to come from someone visiting the Fabulous Fox Theater, sitting there, being engaged with a story that in the short term allows them to laugh a little bit, allows them to find themselves in the play a little bit.
Sure. All right, so when you're done with the Soldier's Play, what's next?
Well, I did a play in Chicago that we're bringing off Broadway, not on Broadway, off Broadway. It's called King James, and people say, is that about LeBron James? Is that about the Bible? Is that Shakespeare? And it's like, it's all of that. But it's a story about friendship. And then I'm doing Hamlet, Shakespeare's Hamlet in the park, in Central Park. And I'm setting it in 2021.
Thank you, Kenny.
Thank you.
You're a miracle.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Good to see you.
Oh, we love it when Kenny Leon shares his time with us. The Soldier's Play runs from March 28th through April 2nd at the Fox Theater. Check online for tickets and more information.